Hello, my name is Jay Berman. My YouTube channel is the Entrepreneurial Mindset, and today I will continue with Essential Marketing Concepts, Episode 2. The concepts in this video all come from my book, Is Your Business Idea a Good Investment? It's available on Amazon.com. Kindle version only. Go to the Amazon search bar at Amazon.com, select books, type in my name, Jay Berman, and quickly scroll to my book to purchase. So today's essential marketing concepts are marketing segmentation, selecting or determining your target market or customer profile. Market size factors, the factors influence the size of your target market, consumer buying process, and consumer buying behavior. So let's talk about market segmentation. Understand that it is almost impossible to market to everybody in the country, particularly in the United States, of 300 and close to 400 million, 340 million people. It's not necessary. Very, very few companies do that well. One in particular is Walmart, but you certainly don't have to market to everybody in the country. What you want to do is you want to find people that have some common characteristics that congregate together. And the first technique that a lot of marketers use to segment the market, select their target market, is by demographics, demography. So things like age, race, ethnicity, nationality, male, female, religion, marital status, such as married or single, occupation, and education. So what are some of the common demographic factors that constitute your target market? Another market segmentation strategy or technique is by behavior. Just remember that customers buy better features, and features are defined as what are the facts of a particular product, good, or service. So facts could be, for example, the shirt I'm wearing, it's a light blue, it's made out of cotton. Those are the facts. It's fabricated in Vietnam, if that's important to you. The benefits are, that it's comfortable, it's short sleeve. What are the gains, or what are the better gains that you're getting from a particular product? Another aspect of behavior is frequency of purchase. Are you buying a product that's daily, like a prescription, something weekly, like groceries, maybe monthly, like your cell phone bill, perhaps yearly, like, for example, your home insurance or life insurance? Are you buying something every few years, like, for example, a car, or you're buying it strictly once, perhaps a house? Then the other one would be market segmentation. The location of your customers in a particular region, such as a country. Perhaps you want to sell overseas, not just the United States, your state, your city. And population density. Are people congregating in big cities, urban areas, maybe the suburbs, maybe more rural areas, maybe ex-urban areas? And what is availability and reliability of retail stores in those areas, such as warehouses? What about mail services? Is it easy and convenient to deliver your goods and services to your customers? And also, what type of internet quality service do they have? Do they have good internet service if you're selling things online? Then the other market segmentation technique or strategy is psychographics. What is the psychological profile of your customer base? What is common, such as attitudes, interests, beliefs, values, opinions, perhaps lifestyle choices? What do customers do for fun, such as sports, exercise, outdoor activities like camping, travel, hobbies? Now, what influences the size of your market? Now, when you write your business plan, it's probably a good idea to know exactly or roughly how many customers do you need for your business to be a worthwhile investment, for your business to be highly profitable. Do you need 10,000 customers, 20,000, 25, 100,000? And so the first factor you have to consider is the location of customers. Where are your customers? Where does a large segment of your customer base congregate, live? What is the growth rate of your target market, of the size of your market? Is it a growing market? In other words, do you expect the number of people in your target market to increase or decrease? Just understand that the average family size has been declining in the last few decades. Most married couples have maybe two children, max. Young people are delaying getting married and having children. So if you're in the wedding business, that's an important fact to understand, that young people are not getting married as early as they used to generations ago or even decades ago. Understand that people are living longer. It's not unusual for people to live in their 80s and 90s. How is that going to impact the size of your market? The fact that you have an aging population. Who are your major competitors? Where are your major competitors, and how good are their products and goods and services? Are their goods and services better than yours, and why? And how brand loyal are their customers? How are you going to be able to price your goods or service? For example, do your customers care more about price? Otherwise, are they price sensitive, or are they more quality sensitive? Advertising. What is the cost of educating customers that your product is better? Does it have, are you, is your advertising going to feature that you have better features, that you have better benefits than your competitors? And how much is that advertising going to cost? Distribution. What is the cost of delivering your goods or services to locations convenient for your customer? Have you selected local retail stores, or are you strictly selling online only? So let's talk about the consumer buying process. Uh, it's pretty straightforward. We recognize an interest to purchase a solution. We're always looking for ways to buy goods and services to address a particular problem, to alleviate a particular concern. We tend to evaluate what product choices are out there and what are the company's promises related to their goods and services. What are they promising you? They're promising you better features, they're promising you better benefits. And so you have to kind of look at the product choices and see what the promises are of that particular company. We tend to want to purchase a better solution according to whether it's affordable. One of the terms and conditions, perhaps the product quality is an important factor. Their method of payment, do they accept credit cards, or do they strictly want access to a debit card or a ACH payment? It means a direct debit to your checking account. All those payments are going to be monthly. Are they going to be annually? And also, what are the warranties? What are the guarantees in regarding that particular good or service? The factors that influence consumer purchases. So this is now we're going to talk about buying behavior. Certainly, economics is very important. The scarcity of money from earned income, wages, salaries, overtime, and also whether we have any savings and investments. We all prioritize our earned income based on a budget of our needs and wants. So things like housing, food, clothes, transportation, those tends to be priorities. Utility, we tend to want to buy goods and services that maximize our happiness and minimize our unhappiness. Game theory, we want to maximize our wins and minimize our losses. So every time we buy a particular good or service, we want to feel like we're winners. And we hate it when we buy something that doesn't deliver the promises that the company is advertising. Satisficing, that usually is a buying behavior that's related to pretty expensive products. In other words, we select the first choice that satisfies a complex purchase criteria. The two best examples that I can think of are a car and a house. So what are some of the criteria for buying a car? Certainly the car payment, the size of the car, maybe the color of the car, the brand of the car, the ease of maintenance of the car, the cost of maintenance of the car. So we go through different purchase criteria to decide on a particular car. The same thing with a house. We tend to look at, again, the mortgage payment, the affordability, the taxes, the homeowners association fees, the location. Is it near schools? Is it near shopping? Is it near our jobs? So we tend to pick the first choice that satisfies our particular criteria. Just be aware that that choice may not necessarily be the best choice, but it's the first choice when it comes to fulfilling a certain criteria for that particular purchase. And again, satisficing usually is done when we pick particular expensive products like a car or a house. We are very dependent when we purchase goods and services, the approval or disapproval of our family, our friends, colleagues at work, our managers, and certainly the experts like the doctors, the dentists, your plumbers, your electricians, your lawyers, accountants, anybody with a certain expertise that we rely on for their advice, or even public figures such as politicians, celebrities, professional athletes, particularly if you look at advertising as a perfect example, when they use professional athletes to sell sneakers or sportswear, we're highly influenced by those people when it comes to purchasing those particular products. We also, risk tolerance plays a huge factor in when we buy products. As consumers, we're pretty risk adverse. We're distrustful of unfamiliar brands, even though they may be a better brand. We don't know. We're just not familiar with them. So there's always that fear of failure, fear of loss when we buy something and we feel like, we might lose our money. A lot of times our purchases are influenced by our ethics. We want to buy goods and services that are consistent with our moral code of conduct, which encompasses our beliefs, values, and attitudes. That comes from religion, our education, life experience, things like that. We also tend to weigh the pros and cons of a particular purchase. So if we write down what are the pros, what are the cons of a particular purchase, and more pros, the purchase may be an indication that it's favorable. More cons, the purchase may be indicative that it's unfavorable. And then, of course, the last one that I'm going to talk about is prestige. We don't underestimate the power of prestige that enhances or displays a certain status among, our family members, friends, colleagues, or a community. We tend to buy products, goods, and services based on our ability to afford it, a certain prestige. So, people live in a certain neighborhood, people buy a certain particular car, jewelry, based on the prestige, the status symbol of those particular goods or services. And those are the marketing concepts I to be discussed today. Any questions or comments, use the comment section. Subscribe to my channel for more educational content on entrepreneurship. And thank you for watching.